Hey, it's Gene, otherwise known as MUFC at redcafe.net. In the background is just a replay of the Celtic Japanese League team, our playoff game. Um, Similar to the one we had against Club Bruges, although I think Malmo is probably as good as Celtic, probably could win the tie. Celtic gave up a goal at the end, so it's 3-2-1, 3-2 going to Sweden, and I would have to say that I favor the Swedes to get through, as well as Celtic play. They gave up a goal at the end, which we did the same thing. We scored at the end with Fellaini. So let me go ahead. Normally this would just be my preview for our game against Newcastle, but I was out of town for a little bit, and I haven't really said my thoughts on certain things that have happened. First, I want to talk about how we played so far in the Premiership. Same old as last year, very slow build up. Although we're dominating teams, we're not getting a lot of shots on goal. But it is the process, as the gaffer says, and we need something to help Rooney up front. As you can see, that's what they won their first goal, or got their first goal. And Rooney has come out kind of slow this season, which is not that unusual for him. So I'm not that worried about him, but I do think he needs someone else up there with him. And I do like Depay or Memphis to play outside. I think he plays better out there as he played against Bruges. So we definitely need to give us something else up front. Not sure what that is. A lot of people thought it was supposed to be Pedro. Personally, I don't really have any issue that we didn't get Pedro. I don't really think my problem with Pedro is, yes, he would have upgraded our team for this year, but he'd be keeping the youngsters on the bench, and he was leaving Barcelona for only one reason, because he wasn't getting as much playing time. And in this team, we have players like Herrera, who doesn't play much a lot of times. I don't know that Pedro could have fit in with that mind frame. If he's not going to be playing all the time, he might be a cancer in the clubhouse. Of course, no one's going to bring that up. A lot of people are going crazy on Twitter and online because we don't have Pedro and that we screwed it up. And maybe we did. My point is, this is a guy that was coming here for only one reason, and that's just to play. And if he goes to a squad type of system where he only plays every other game, he might have issues and not be the teammate that we want. We had that problem with Valdez, and people could say that Van Gaal's got problems with Spanish players. I don't know if he does or not. Mato's playing well, and when Herrera's on the field, he plays well. I think those guys know what their place are in this team. And Mato's had a lot of games to seal down his position. Not really sure that he has, but as of right now, he has. But I don't think that Pedro is better than what we have on the youth team. Guys like Pereira and Wilson. I think that it would have been a luxury signing. Can he score goals? Yes. Would I have been happy with us? Yes. But it would cause the same type of issues now, trying to find the right team for our style. And everybody talks about how fast he is. He's not faster than Wilson, and he's certainly not as fast as the other guy that we're apparently looking at now from Southampton. Whatever his name, Manny. He's not that fast. So if we end up right now, according to the reports, is that we've actually bid like 25 million for Manny, and people are going to go crazy because that was less than we would have got Pedro for. Yeah, he's won everything, but we'll see what happens. If we don't get somebody else, then everybody can get upset about it. Rooney does need a second striker. It was very nice to see Chicharito coming against Bruges. He looks good, and his control of the ball has improved. I saw that at Real Madrid. I think that he's gotten, I don't know, being around with a lot of great players there, I think that he's gotten his first touch better. So I'm hoping that those two can get back together, and if we go to 4-4-2 at some point, or a 4-3-3 with him and Tepe and Chicharito, that maybe we'll see some goals, or maybe we're not going to be that type of team. Now, during our game against Bruges, we looked like the old Manchester United. We came at them at certain times. We used our speed. We got the ball fast. So we'll see. I'm not really that upset about losing Pedro. We've had a good season. We probably have the best two signings of the year for the price, Depay and Darmian. So I can't get upset with what they've done so far in the transfer market. So, but as far as what I look at the first season, it doesn't matter. At this point, we got our 6 points. We're no better than Liverpool, who's played shit, and they've got 6 points. So, and right now, City has played the best, and right now they should be the favorites. But we're only 3 weeks in, and we're playing Newcastle. So we'll see what happens. Now, as far as other possible transfer targets, we do need somebody to help Rooney up front. I think we're going to stick for the center backs that we have. We have several that have played before Manchester United, with Evans and Phil Jones, and Rojo. So I don't know if we really have to strengthen that. I just want our play to be a little bit faster, and I think that only gets that way if we leave or are in the game more. So as far as who we might actually get, who knows? I don't really care about Kane. To me, it doesn't show me anything more. I think we should let Wilson get more of a chance. But if there's somebody that's out there, mostly, I'm not, like I said, I'm happy with what we have. Our thing is to try to get to the group stage of the Champions League, hopefully get at least the quarterfinals, and have a chance to win the league. And that's what I'm worried about. I want to strengthen areas that we might need help, and right now it is the striker position. I think that we have enough backfill in the midfield. We have some backfill in defense, so I'm okay. We're playing Newcastle, and this should be a team that we should win pretty easily against. We'll see. I mean, they do have decent players. Cisse is a good player, and he can on his day he can cause us problems. I do believe that at home we'll get 2 or 3 goals past them. Every now and then Krul can have a blinder as a keeper, so it's possible that it might be one of those type of games. But I feel if we score early, it should be pretty straightforward. Their defense doesn't really bother me, and their attack really doesn't bother me. It could have been 0-0 if we have so much of the game and we can't get a goal. I mean, we only scored one goal the first 2 games in the Premier League so far. So I say that we're just going to score goals. Maybe I'm just fooling myself. I think that Rooney gets out of his slump here and gets a goal somehow, whether it's through a penalty or something like that. I think he'll do better. And who knows, he might actually start Chicharito first. I don't know. I don't think so, because Rooney's the captain. So, as far as the teams, although it seems that De Gea is not going to play with us again, at least not this month. And it's going to be hard to take Romero out if he just has clean sheets the entire month of August in the Premier League. It'd be hard for him to be substituted, but he has issues holding with his feet, so he's not as good as David De Gea. But also bringing him in not playing for over a month. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. If he goes, if we do something, I don't know. You know, if Madrid are going to buy someone else and they want to give us Esco or somebody else like that for De Gea, well, maybe we'll take that. So I'm going to put Romero in goal, Darmian, although I think it's possible that Van Gaal might do some shuffling with the team. So I would be shocked if Valencia is in that position, but I'm going to say Darmian and then Smalling and Blind. And again, I would be shocked if Rojo is in space, is in shape, that he might be one of those two center backs. But right now I've got Smalling and Blind and Shaw, and I could see Shaw also getting the time some time to rest. So we might see McNair there or somebody else at that position. That wouldn't shock me if that happens. Now the question is the midfield, and Carrick, to me, although he set it up the first goal, although Memphis pretty much made it himself. I think right now the only midfielder that has a spot guaranteed is Schneiderlin. I think this might be a game that Schweinsteiger is going to start, and then with Schneiderlin with him. And I'm almost to the point where, you know, there might be a time that maybe Mata will have some time, that he might have some time to the bench. But in my team, I'm going to have Mata in there. So basically a 4-3-3. And of course Mata is going to go to the middle a lot. So, and up top I've got Dubai or Memphis, Rooney, and I want to put in Herrera. I think Herrera needs to start. A lot of people want him to start, but I don't know what the deal is there. So, but I think he needs to start this game, and that might give Carrick another. He can come in later in the game, like he has been, and those guys are kind of like coming at the 60 minutes point. So I think that may be seeing that again. The question is if the team can deal with that and the players can deal with that. I think that Bastian Schweinsteiger will, because he's older, and I think that Carrick will be able to deal with that. The question is, will Herrera deal with that, and the other players like Mata and stuff. And that was the biggest issue with Pedro. People talking about we should take him, but again, this is a guy that hasn't played a whole lot of time for Barcelona, and he was coming in somewhere to where he could play. Chelsea was in crisis mode after getting only 1 point for the first 2 games, so it was clear to me that when they came in that he knew he was going to play. So even though I don't know if he's going to do anything well for them, but we'll see. He might be the greatest player of all time. I don't know. So as far as the team, I'm going to say we're going to score 3 and somehow give up 1. I don't know. We just will. I think Rooney will get off finally, and I think that Bastian Schweinsteiger will score. Should have scored at Bruges, so it would be nice to see him win it or score at home. And I think because the way Memphis has finally got that first couple goals away, I think he's going to get a goal as well. So 3-1, 9 points, somewhere at the top of the table. Not near our form yet. Maybe this will be the first that we look like that we might be good. So anyway, that's all I have. If you have any comments, just let me know. And thank you for watching. And I'll be here after the game with my son, and we'll be discussing whatever happens. You guys have a good day.